Guys, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be watching his TY story.
My son hadn't been outside in 3 months.
Okay. So, in the starting of bro playing Fortnite on the screen. Let's get back into it.
So I bought my own PS5.
A PS5? That's suspicious right there. I have a my mom has a PS5.
Tried grounding him.
I have an Xbox. PlayStation. My mom has a PlayStation 5, I have a PlayStation 2. Oh, I'm pretty sure this looks like an Xbox. This is PlayStation 2, PS2. Grounding him?
Hiding the controller, threatening the Wi-Fi, but nothing worked. So I walked into his room one night and dropped the PS.
Well, sorry, bro. You did it to yourself. PS5 always grounded? Is he spoiled? No, tell me in the chat. Is he spoiled?
Yes. $5 on his desk. Let's make
up, is what he's gonna say.
Bet. Give me 6 weeks to learn Fortnite.
6 weeks to learn Fortnite. It took me a month. You're cocked. Oh, is 6 weeks a month? Hold up.
No. A standard month is about 4 to 4.5 weeks. 6 weeks equals 1.5 months.
Oh, okay.
Then we 1v1. If I win, you come outside and shoot hoops with me. He laughed in my face. Bro, you're 40. Deal.
Bro, you're 40 is actually insane. Who gave that kid permission to even speak? Whoever that is, I'ma find you. Yeah, no way, bro. Just got roasted.
Bought him that basketball over the summer.
Basketball over the summer. How dare YouTube hide this from me for 12 seconds? What is your comment?
And he hadn't touched it.
The title is I'll challenge you to watch it
once. I was going to make sure
haven't touched it once.
He used it. After 6 weeks of non-stop gaming, I walked into his room holding my controller. Today's the day. He picked up his controller smirking. Easy, old man. Game 1, he rushed me with...
Damn. Bro got rushed it. Bro got rushed. With a shotgun!
The shotgun. I cranked
a 90. Oof! That hurt my chest.
90, edited my wall, and
edited your wall.
Double pumped him before he hit the floor.
A double pump is insane. A double pump. Well, I've played Fortnite. It took me like a month. That wasn't. Broke up. Double pumped is actually kind of insane. Let's go back to the video.
He sat up straight. Game 2, I built him into a corner and pumped him out. He leaned closer to the screen.
What do you mean by pumped him out? That's just kind of suspicious. No matter what you say it is. Let's continue.
Game 3, he started muttering at his...
Game 3, he started muttering at his what?
Monitor and rubbing his
forehead-ish, whatever that spot is.
Game 5.
So that's what it is.
5, he was screaming with his hands.
Game 5, he was screaming with his hands.
Hands in his hair. Game 7,
Game 7, he ripped his headphones off. So the entire rest of the video I am talking at the very end of the time.
ripped off his headset and threw it on the desk. This isn't fair. You've been cheating. Game 10, he didn't even build. Just stood there while I cranked over him and finished him. He just stared at the screen. The controller lay in his lap and he'd lost the will to even touch it. I patted him on the back. 10-0, buddy. Go get the basketball. He didn't move for a long time. Finally, he stood up, walked past me to the garage, and grabbed the ball off the shelf. We shot around in the driveway until the streetlights came on. I taught him a crossover. He airballed his first 3 jumpers and laughed when the 4th went in. I didn't grind Fortnite for 6 weeks to beat my son. I grinded so I could get him outside in the driveway to spend time with me. My son hadn't been...
Bro got cooked. Of course Bro got cooked. Next video.
I was home...
By the way,
My son hadn't...
until the video ends, I ain't talking. Because that just makes the video a little laggy.
I was home alone when the floor shook under my feet, and I knew someone was breaking into my home. I'm deaf, so I couldn't hear it, but I could feel it. I knew I had to find out who it was, so I immediately grabbed the security footage on my phone and pulled up the porch cam. And when I saw who it was, my body was instantly filled with adrenaline. It was the Hadley brothers, the same 2 boys who burst my eardrums when they found out I'd snitched and told the cops about their dad's hit and run. They were both holding bolt cutters, and I had no idea what they were planning to do to me. I bolted up the stairs to my dad's construction office and dove under my dad's workbench, pressing my back against the wood. Through the gap between the bench legs, I saw both of them moving down the hallway with the bolt cutters. I had no idea what they were for, but that's when my phone buzzed with a text. We're taking your hand so you can't use sign language and ask for help ever again. My whole body went cold because I felt like my life was over. The floor under me thudded once, twice, 3 times, and I could feel doors slamming somewhere on the other side of the house as they tore through every room looking for me. I didn't know what to do, but suddenly the house went completely silent. I knew they were being quiet on purpose, so I couldn't feel what they were doing next. But that's when I remembered I was literally in a room full of construction tools. There had to be something here that could help me. I scanned the table and went through the drawers as quietly as I could.
He got broken into, basically. Short of the story, his bullies had his dad to the home and run. Never know that. A hit and run, I'm pretty sure. He told the cops, they busted his eardrums, and now they broke into his house to cut his hands off.
That's when I found it. A sound horn that was loud enough to rupture an eardrum. I pulled...
A sound horn loud enough to rupture a eardrum. Motherfucker, does that have an engine inside of it?
The drawer opened, and my hand closed around the handle just as the...
Bro, the second I even felt that door open, the thing, I will absolutely jump on it, no matter what it is.
The garage door swung wide. I put my hands behind my back as the Hadley brothers stepped inside with bolt cutters, smiling. They started snipping them to show me they were ready.
You don't look... You don't look opposite, you look more stupider.
To cut my hands off, I pointed it straight at them and pressed the trigger all the way down. The pressure
The trigger for all the way down. The pressure
of the sound wave hit them point blank. Blood burst from both their ears at
Yep, both of them were dead.
once, and they dropped to the concrete screaming, clawing at the sides of their heads. I couldn't hear any of it. They came to take the hands I used to communicate, and they left without their ears instead. I was home alone.
Damn, bro, got good. I'm surprised they even make it that loud. That's a safety concern.
My girlfriend turned to me on the couch with this little smile and asked if I wanted to see something funny. We were halfway through some Netflix show I wasn't even watching.
Of course. The classic boy. Always sleeping while they watching Netflix.
Because she had her head on my chest and the blanket pulled up to our shoulders. I said sure, thinking it'd be a TikTok or something. Her smile changed. She yanked the blanket up over both our heads in one motion and pulled it tight around my face. I started laughing too because I thought she was being cute. That's when she farted. The longest, loudest fart I've ever felt vibrated through the cushion under us. She screamed, "Dutch oven," in a voice I had never heard come out of her body. I tried to throw the blanket off, but her hands locked it under my chin. She started laughing, and it wasn't her laugh. It was lower and wrong. wrong, like something had crawled inside her. The smell hit me 3 seconds later, and my eyes started watering. I was kicking and screaming, "Get off!" But she'd thrown her whole body on top of the blanket, pinning it to the couch. "Stay in the oven, baby." Another fart ripped out of her, and she howled. Every time my hand found the edge, she yanked it tighter. I finally tore through and crashed onto the carpet, gasping like I'd been underwater. She was sprawled on the couch, shaking with laughter, mascara running, hair everywhere. She caught her breath, and that little smile came back. Want to see something else that's funny? I ran out the front door before she finished the sentence. My girlfriend turned to...
There. That sounds like your girlfriend doesn't love you, and you need to break up with her. End of story.
Brennan slammed his Beyblade down onto the girl with Down syndrome's tray and shredded her sandwich into pieces.
Come on! If I was that girl, your ass would have been beaten.
She sat there stunned, tears welling up in her eyes. I turned to him furious. "You think it's okay to do that to her?" Brennan smirked. "Yeah, she's a window licker." He turned and walked...
What the fuck does that even mean? A window licker? Buddy. I don't know what to say.
Walked off without looking back. Something inside me snapped. I stood up on the bench, pointed across the cafeteria, and screamed, "I challenge you to a Beyblade duel." The whole cafeteria...
Oh, Beyblade duel! The kids are just sitting there eating lunch. And you want a Beyblade duel? Motherfucker, you are not in high school. You probably is in high school. Now I think of that.
Gasped and turned to look. Brennan stopped mid-step. He slowly turned around with this evil grin spreading across his face. "You're on. Me and my boys versus you." Loser licks the bird poop off the table by the playground. By the time we got to the picnic table, the entire playground had circled around it 3 kids deep. Cohen pulled out a Beyblade with flames on it. Tate had a dragon. Brennan was twirling a black one with red spikes between his fingers.
Of course! Of course, bro had to get one that looked ominous.
I unzipped my backpack and pulled out the one my older brother gave me for my birthday. Solid metal, no paint, no stickers. He told me, "This is Ragnarok. Don't use it unless you really need to." Brennan took one look and cackled. "What is that? A paperweight?" We loaded our launchers, and Brennan counted us down. 3, 2, 1. Beyblade, let it ride. 4 Beyblades hit the dirt, and sparks shot up wherever Ragnarok made contact. Crack. Ragnarok drilled into Cohen's, and it shattered into 4 pieces. Cohen dropped to his knees, sobbing. It was my birthday present. Ragnarok ricocheted off the wreckage and slammed into Tate's dragon. The whole thing launched out of the ring straight at Tate's face and knocked 3 of his teeth clean out. He touched the gap, saw blood, and...
Damn! 3 of his teeth? How fast was that thing going to knock out even a 1 tooth?
ran off crying. Brennan was the only one left. His Beyblade was wobbling backwards trying to escape. He dropped to his knees and shoved his bare hand into the ring to block Ragnarok. Too late. Ragnarok smashed through into his Beyblade and it exploded, a shard of plastic slicing his palm open. He yanked his hand back, screaming. The top half of his Beyblade flew up and landed dead center in the bird poop on the picnic table. Ragnarok kept spinning alone in the middle of the ring. The whole playground exploded. Marley! 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 Brennan stumbled.
Basically, all 3 of them got hurt. Nice.
Toward Marley, clutching his hand. Cohen shuffling behind him.
The first one, I think he got hurt. That's got like cut room.
Still sobbing, he stopped in front of her and stared at the ground. I'm sorry. Marley's face slowly broke into the biggest smile I'd ever seen. She raised her middle finger. I forgive you too. Then she pointed at the picnic table.
God damn. God damn. I'm not trying to be racist, but why does it look like her arm is white and her hand's black? I'm not trying to be racist.
Loser licks the table. Both of them drop to their...
Loser licks the table. You're gonna get a ton of shit in your mouth, literally. And probably 14,000 splinters.
to the knees and licked while the entire playground watched. Brennan slammed his Beyblade.
And so basically, I don't give a fuck what happened.
My phone buzzed, and I saw a bank notification that my wife just took out
3 billion, 3 million, 30,000, 3K.
$3,000. I immediately...
Got it!
Immediately felt my fists clench and saw her getting ready to take our kids to school.
This is the... Hold up. This is the end of the video, so...